Good morning kids, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. I'm Khushbu Patel from Saraswati Group of Education and today we are meeting for session number 5 of chapter number 2. Right, now what is our chapter's name? Animals in their surroundings. Right, if you remember in the last session we have done the eating habits of animal. Now in today's session we are going to do the most important process which is done by all the animals. Which is that process? That process is breathing method. Right. So I hope you all are having your textbook. In your textbook, please open page number 23. Right. In which we have a topic which we are going to learn today, that is breathing method. Now kids, we all know what is the meaning of breathing process. Breathing means what? Taking in air and taking out air. Right? That is considered as a breathing process. But we also knew the fact that on the earth we have different kind of animals. Some of them are living in water. Some of them are living on trees. Some of them are there in a desert area. So all the living organisms are having different habitat. So according to the habitat in which they are living, according to the body design, according to the body structure, they all have different breathing process, and of course they have a different breathing habit. Right? They have a different method. If we take the example of a human being, we breathe through nostrils, or we can say we breathe through nose. These two holes of your nose is known as nostrils. We breathe the air. Yes? No. We breathe only oxygen from the air. Right? And here we have a windpipe. Right? Which is carrying this oxygen to the lungs of our body. Right? We have a one pair of lungs in our body. That means we have total 2 lungs. One on the left hand side and one on the right hand side. Right? So, every animal which is present on the earth will have different breathing method. So, about that method we have to study today. So, I hope you have opened page number 23 of your textbook. So, let's get started. Breathing is the process by which animals take in and give out air. Yes, we take in air and we take out air. Right? We give out air. But yes, air is a mixture of different gases. From that all gases, we only take oxygen in our breathing, because oxygen is necessary to stay alive. Right? So we breathe only oxygen gas. Right? Next one. The air they breathe in supplies oxygen to their bodies. Kindly underline this statement. When we breathe air, when we breathe oxygen, it supplies oxygen to our body, and this oxygen will get mixed with the blood and will supply energy. That means, imagine that if somebody is choking your nose and mouth together, right, sometimes it happens that we are suffering with cough and cold. So we don't breathe through nose. Instead we breathe through our mouth. So if your mouth and nose both are choked, किसी ने दबा दिया है, and you can't able to breathe, what will happen? Right? If this process will longer till 5 minutes, then we may lose our life. Right? So oxygen is not only necessary to stay alive, but it is also necessary to supply the energy to your body, right? And all the animals are taking oxygen in their breathing process. Clear? Let's read further. Aquatic animals get oxygen from the air dissolved in water. Now kids, we know what is the meaning of aquatic animals. Animals which is living in water bodies, right? Maybe salty water like sea and ocean, or maybe fresh water like river and lakes. Aquatic animals do require oxygen, but they don't have a capacity to take the oxygen directly from the atmosphere because they are living in a water. And some of the aquatic animals are living very deep in the water. So, how do they breathe? Yes, they do take oxygen, but they take the oxygen which is mixed in water. From the air, oxygen will get mixed in the water, and that dissolved oxygen, dissolved means pani ma ogadelo, that dissolved oxygen will be taken by the aquatic animal. So, they have a different breathing method. They don't take directly oxygen from the air, but they take from the water. Right? Understood? Further, different animals have different breathing organs. Right? All the animals, if we compare ourselves with the fish, or with some insect and fish will be having different organs for breathing. Like we have lungs, they may have certain different organs, right? So all the animals will have a different method as well as different organs. See here, birds, reptiles and mammals breathe through their lungs. Underline this. Birds, we know that aerial animals. Reptiles, if you remember, I told you, reptiles means those who walk through their abdominal cavity. Pete dhasdaine chalta hoy eva animals. So that is what? Reptiles. Then mammals. What is the meaning of mammals? The animal which is giving birth to their young ones. જીવતા બચ્ચાને જન્મ આપે છે, ઈંડા નથી મૂકતા. So that are considered as a mammals. So birds, reptiles and mammals, all the animals which fall in this three category will have a breathing organ called lungs. Right? See, air enters the body through their nostrils and reaches the lungs through the windpipe. As you can see in the picture as well here. Nostrils means the two holes which is present on the nose, which is further connected with the windpipe. This windpipe is connected to the lungs. Right? So whatever the air, whatever the amount of oxygen we have captured from the atmosphere, that captured oxygen will go to our lungs. Right? But how it will go? It will go with the help of one pipe, and that pipe is transferring the wind from atmosphere to the lung. So that pipe is known as what? Windpipe. Right? See here. Lungs are richly supplied with blood through the blood vessels. We all have a blood vessels in entire body. Right? From here to the toe. Blood vessels, naso, loini naso. So it is also connected with the lungs. So all that blood vessels are supplying blood to the lungs. Right? So in lungs we have blood also, we have oxygen also. So these two things will get mixed with each other. And this oxygenated blood, that means the blood which is having oxygen mixed in it, that blood is considered as what? Oxygenated blood. So this oxygenated blood will circulate in the entire body and will supply the energy. Clear? See, here oxygen from the air is absorbed by the blood and carbon dioxide from the blood is passed into the air. We know that we are breathing which gas? Yes, oxygen gas. Which gas we are removing? Carbon dioxide. So when this oxygen is getting mixed with the blood from our body, the excess gas, that is carbon dioxide gas, will be removed. That is also through the nostrils, right? So we are removing the carbon dioxide gas. So that carbon dioxide gas will get mixed with the atmosphere and oxygen we are taking inside, right? See, blood has a special substance called hemoglobin. Underline this word. Hemoglobin means a colored pigment. One pigment which gives a red color to the blood, right? That you will study in a higher grade, but right now you just have to understand that this hemoglobin is giving a red color to the blood, right? Let's read it again. Blood has a special substance called hemoglobin that combines with oxygen and carries it to all parts of the body. As I have told you that the amount of oxygen which we have taken inside will get mixed with the blood, and that oxygenated blood will circulated in the entire body, right? Clear? See, lungs contract to give out carbon dioxide rich air which goes out of the body through the nostrils. That means lungs are working like a balloon. When you blow the air into a balloon, balloon will blow up. It will get inflated, फुलाई जैसे. But what if the air is coming out of the balloon? You will see that it is getting synchronized. संकोचाई जा सकता. Same way, lungs are working. When the air is taken inside, the lungs will inflate like balloon. When the carbon dioxide is removed, the lungs will deflate again like a balloon. Deflate and sankochai jabu. Right? So lungs are working in this manner. So from this topic you can understand that how much oxygen is necessary for our body. So this was about the human, right? Birds, mammals and reptiles. Now we are moving to the next one, that is insects, right? See in your textbook again. Insects have small holes called spiracles, or you can say spiracles. This word we have seen in the hardware. Spiracles means the skin of the insect will have a small holes, and that holes are considered as a spiracles because they do not have a nose like us. They don't have nostrils like us. They have a porous skin through which they are breathing. So the holes present on the skin of insects are considered as spiracles. I hope you have underlined it, right? Through which they are breathing. Read further. On their body, spiracles lead into a network of tubes present all through their body. The way we have the blood vessels from brain to the toe, same way insects are having the network of tubes network, which is responsible for carrying the oxygen from the atmosphere to their body. Right? You can see that some of the insects are very small in the size, some are a bit big, right? So all these insects are having a holes on their skin, which is known as a spiracles, and and the spiracles are connected with the network. Which network? Network of a tube, as you can see in the picture, right? And this tube is carrying the oxygen in the entire body, right? See, this tube is called trachea. Underline the word trachea. Trachea means windpipe. The way we have a windpipe over here, same way insects are also having a windpipe, but it is spreaded in their entire body, right? So that windpipe is considered as what? Yes, trachea. So here, if I ask what is the meaning of trachea, you should give an answer that a network of a tube present in insect's body, right? Underline that trachea word. See, air enters the spiracles and then passes through the trachea. The way air is entering through the nostrils and then it is passed to the windpipe. Same way, in insects, the air will enter through the spiracles present on their body and then through that trachea it will be passed in the entire body. Right? See, oxygen from the air is absorbed by the tissue of the body. Our body is made up of a cell and tissues and muscles and an organ system. Right? Same way, insect's body is also having a cell and a tissue. Right? The combination of a cell, collection of a cell is considered as a tissue. We can say that this is a tissue. Right? So, tissue will absorb the oxygen which insect has taken from the air. Right? See, carbon dioxide is removed through the spiracles from the body. Same method. The way we are taking oxygen from the nostrils and removing carbon dioxide. Same way. In insect, they are taking oxygen through spiracles and removing carbon dioxide from the spiracles itself. Clear? So, this was the process, or you can say this was the breathing method in insect. Clear? Next one. Fish, tadpoles and other aquatic animals breathe through gills. Fish, we know. What do you mean by tadpole? Tadpole means initial life stage of any fish or a frog. Right? जब वो अंडे में से बाहर आते हैं तो जो शुरुआत की उनका लाइफ स्टेज होता है, that is considered as a tadpole. So what do they have for breathing process? They have gills, as you can see here in the picture. Right? Through gills they are breathing. Right? But we know that aquatic animals do breathe the dissolved oxygen in water. Right? Oxygen which is mixed in a water, they are taking that oxygen. They don't have a capacity to take the oxygen directly from the air. Right? See here. Gills are thin, flat structures that have many blood vessels. All the living organisms, starting from a small to bigger one, all them are having blood vessels. Like humans, as we have seen in the insects, now we are seeing in the fish, that the gills which is present will also have the blood vessels. So, whatever the oxygen they have breathed, right, that oxygen through that blood vessel will go in the entire body of them. Right? See here. Fish take in water through their mouth. When this water passes over the gills, oxygen dissolved in water is absorbed and carbon dioxide is released by the blood. Right? That means through gills they are breathing. But how? Fish are continuously living in water? Yes? Okay. So they are taking water through their mouth. But when this water is reaching to the gills, What is the main function of a gills? To take the oxygen from that water and then to pass that oxygen to the entire body. So that is what? Yes, it is oxygen, or you can say it is breathing method. The way they have taken the oxygen from water, same way they are removing the carbon dioxide from their body. Right? See, the carbon dioxide then passes out of the gills. Right? Yes, oxygen is taken through the gills. Same way they are removing the carbon dioxide from the gills itself. Right? Now, we know that there are various sizes in fish. Some are small, some are medium sized, and some are so big like dolphin. Right? So, what are the procedure in their body for breathing purpose? See here. Let us understand the breathing mechanism of fish. I hope you have understood till here. We have completed the 3 topics. Breathing in humans, that means birds, mammals and reptiles. Then breathing process in insect. And the third one, breathing process in fish. Right? Let's take a look at that. Whales and dolphins also live in water. We know that whales are so big in a size. Right? Dolphins are also bigger in a size. Yes, they do live in a water. Right? Their whole life they are always in a water. Without water they cannot survive. Right? See, they have a lungs that can take in oxygen only from air. Now, till here, fish and tadpoles we have seen that they breathe through gills. But some species of the fish like whales and dolphins are such that they cannot take the oxygen from water. Then how do they breathe? They come on the upper surface of water to breathe. Why? Because they can take direct oxygen from the air. They can't take oxygen from the water. Right? So they come on the upper surface of the water bodies and then they breathe from the air. But through what? Let us see. They have a lungs that can take in oxygen only from air, as I have told you. So they cannot breathe underwater and have to come to the surface of water to breathe. They can't take oxygen from the water. So compulsory for breathing, they have to come on the upper surface of a water bodies. See, they have blowhole. See that. Even in the picture it is given. Right? Even in the picture you can see here. They have a blowhole on the upper part of their body. Blowhole. See, on the head for breathing. They have a blowhole on the head. This is the fish. Right? They have a hole over here. That hole is for breathing, for blowing air inside. So that hole is considered as a blowhole. See, when they breathe in oxygen from the air, enters their body through the blowhole. When they breathe, the oxygen will not enter through their mouth or through their skin or through their nostrils. They don't have actually. So it will enter through the hole present on their head. That is blowhole. Right? When they breathe out, carbon dioxide leaves the body along with water. That means when they breathe out carbon dioxide, along with the carbon dioxide, the extra amount of water present in their body will also come out. Right? So it feels that it is, like a fountain. Water fountain when they are breathing out. Right? So blowhole helping the whales and dolphins in the breathing process. Right? See on the next page. An earthworm. Right? Here also you can see the picture. An earthworm breathes through the skin. Right? Because earthworm is considered to the small insect. Right? And the body of earthworm is cylindrical in a shape like this. Right? It's like a pipeline. Okay. And they don't have a well developed organ for breathing. So how do they breathe? They breathe through their skin. Right? See here. Frogs breathe through their skin when they are in water, and on land they breathe through their lungs. We know that frogs are considered as amphibians. That means they can survive in water as well as they can survive on land. So when they are in water, they breathe through their skin. Skin के through वो breathe कर सकते हैं when they are in water. But when they are on land, they breathe through their lungs. If you have ever observed a frog sitting on a land, right, the neck portion is bulging up. Right? Why? Because they are breathing. Right? So that you can see. Right? So you have to underline till here. Starting from an earthworm breathes through its skin से लेके second line. On land they breathe through their lungs. Right? Last thing. Baby frogs or tadpoles breathe through gills. That we have seen. Tadpoles. A frog which is having an initial life stage which looks like a fish. So that is considered as a tadpole. Right? They breathe through gills. In short, what we have covered today? We have covered the different animals' breathing method. So from these explanations, you can conclude that all the animals will have a different breathing method because their habitat is different, their body design is different, and internal body structure is also different. So all the animals on the earth will have a different breathing method. Right? So here this topic ends. Now we will see one small video related to the breathing method so that you can have a better idea. So let's start it.
Breathing mechanisms of animals. What a beautiful sight, lush and green, teeming with life everywhere. Look at the army of ants marching up the bark. And listen to the crop growth in loud voice. Ah, what do we have in the pond? Little colorful fish that swim morning and night. And there's little Tim sitting on his favorite swing, enjoying the beauty of nature. Do you know what is common to all these animals? They breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. But each animal has its own way of breathing. There are 4 ways in which animals breathe: through lungs, gills, skin, and spiracles. Let us learn more about these breathing mechanisms. Mammals, birds, and reptiles breathe air through lungs. Breathing in air is called inhalation or inspiration, and breathing out air is called exhalation or expiration. When we inhale, air enters the nose. The tiny hair in the nose filters out dust and other particles. Air then travels down through the windpipe into the lungs. The lungs are soft and spongy. They are enclosed in a bone cage called the ribs. The diaphragm, which is a muscle in the chest, helps draw in air. During inhalation, the ribs move up and out. The diaphragm moves down. The pressure in the lungs decreases and air rushes into the lungs. Inside the lungs, oxygen present in air gets absorbed by the blood, while carbon dioxide leaves the blood. Absorbed oxygen is then carried by the blood to other parts of the body. When we exhale, we breathe out carbon dioxide. The rib cage moves down and in. The diaphragm moves up, thereby building pressure inside the lungs. Carbon dioxide is then pushed out of the lungs. Fish, eels, and tadpoles breathe air underwater. When you see a fish opening and closing its mouth, you are actually seeing it breathe. lungs, fish, and other aquatic animals have a pair of gills. The gills contain filaments. These filaments receive a good supply of blood. Water enters the mouth and passes over the gills. The gills take in oxygen from the water. At the same time, carbon dioxide in the blood passes into the water. The water is then passed out of the gills through the gill slits. Earthworms and amphibians like the frog have very thin permeable skin which allows gases to pass through easily. Blood vessels lie very close to the surface of the skin, so air gets absorbed directly into the blood. On land, frogs breathe through lungs. They are weak and unable to expand much.
So kids, as you have completed watching this video, I am ending my session today over here. But you know only that you have to read the topic which we have covered, and for any query, just go through this video again. Right? We will meet next time. So please, till that time, stay safe and stay at home. Bye bye.